Asura's previous life name. And who remember the name of Trunavata in the previous life? We read today at 4:30. Nobody? Maybe you are not listening when we are reading, I guess. This
Sahasraksha.
Huh?
Sahasraksha something, I forgot.
Utkacha was the Sakstasu, and the Sahasraksha was the name of Trunavata in the previous life. Thank you very much. At least you try. This is shows that
Prabhuji, what? Sahasra Su?
Sahasraksha.
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 Oh, what is the meaning, Prabhu?
I don't know the meaning, but that's his previous name in previous life. He was a king. Sahasraksha was a king. And just because he was intoxicated with so many women, that when Durvasa Muni was passing by, he failed to offer the respect. So Durvasa Muni cursed him to become a demon Trunavata, so he can get the benefit of getting the touch of the body of Krishna to get liberated from that offense. That's what it was. So I think it shows that how dense influence of Kali Yuga is there. We are not attentive what we do. Simple. We have to be attentive. Otherwise, we will keep on reading it. Particularly, I think I would like to say, because who has joined late, benefit of who devotee has joined late. We are reading at 3:30 Sri Manohar Shiksha. Maybe you have not heard before, but my humble request at your feet that please listen 3:30 meditation. It's profound instructions. Raghunath Das Goswami setting, and then Bhakti Vinod Thakur and for current Acharya is giving their commentary. Please listen, because verse number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, if we have any subtle nonsense desire in our heart, they will bring up to the surface so we can correct it. And just for the benefit, that in verse 4, 4 obstacles has been already described as in nectar of instructions. First one is Vacho Vegam Manasaha Krodha Vegam, started from that, and it goes higher, higher, and higher. So first verse, we must completely follow to get to the benefit, second, third, fourth. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 verse, fourth is the beginning. They are started to explaining the obstacles to attain the relationship with the divine couple. And I'm going to repeat those 4 obstacles. One is do not associate with the non-devotees. And when I say non-devotees, you have to be extremely careful who you consider as a non-devotee. Because my Guru Maharaj says there are some demons who put the tila, dhoti and kurta, but they are not devotees. You have to be extremely careful whom you associate. Second, no Gramya Katha. Don't involve in sadhu ninda or any criticism about anybody. That's not our business. Krishna will always take care of those things. Do not associate with those who can criticize others. That's called Gramya Katha. And third one is Acharya says, don't get attached to this Salukya, Swarupya, Shasti, all this kind of a liberation, because this is nothing but the Mayavad philosophy. Don't get into the trap of those liberation. These demons get liberation, so you can see that liberation is not that really good. They just have to come back again into this material world. And today we read even that do not even aspire to worship Lord Narayana. Vaikuntha planet is also not the place that we need to go. There is no loving exchanges exist in the Vaikuntha planets. It's all in reverence. As I was saying earlier, my daughter Tulsi Priya, she asked the questions to Tamal Krishna Maharaj that Gurudev, when the devotee worship Radha and Krishna at the temple, are they worshipping Radha and Krishna? And Tamal Krishna Maharaj's response was, they are worshipping Lakshmi Narayan. They are not worshipping Radha and Krishna. Unless the devotee's heart are totally pure. And that is the reason that Manaha Siksha has been given to us. That we can purify the subtle. Everybody can make mistakes. But we have to be truthful in our life like a mirror. And whenever we hear something, we have all the right to question. You know, the problem we have in our society, we don't question. Question it. They will give you the response. Devotees are very merciful. Let's read the paragraph that we read on Friday, knowing our inability to remember anything. We just pray to the divine couple to wake us up one time in our life, to show us where we are and what we need to do to have that loving relationship with the divine couple eternally. So I'm going to start reading. Sorry that I take your time. And also one more thing I would like to share. Well, we are on the subject matter, what I told them. I would like to repeat same thing. Last night, before I went to the sleep, I was dwelling, living this world. So I'm preparing that how these things should get unfold. So my decision is as follows. I think that I have 362 devotees who has joined on the Zoom call to chant with me. So those are the devotees only who will be able to speak something on my funeral day. Just about glorifying holy name, nothing else. Not glorifying me, but the holy name. And I would like to hear the chanting of Abhay Prabhu, one round. That's my desire. And I'm going to write down to my family members so they can follow straight that instructions. We should be clear about everything. You know, when you read the will of my Guru Maharaj, it was so clear. We should know exactly what we want to do in our life and never deviated from there. Unless Krishna wants us to teach us some lessons, what can be done? Everything happens in our life by the sweet will of Krishna, and we should learn to take it very positively. So let's read. For 2 hours yesterday afternoon, to the accompaniment of kartals, tambourines, sticks, drums, bells, and a small reed organ. A repetition of the chant, Swami A.C. Bhaktivedanta says, is the best way to achieve self-realization in this age of disruptions. While children played on Hovings Hill, a pile of dirt in the middle of the Tompkins Square Park. That's where we left. So Hovings Hill, Kirtananda, I think it's a joke named after the park commissioner, Sarswarup. Oh, Hoving Hill, a pile of dirt in the middle of the Thompson Square Park, or bicycle along the sunny walks. Many in the crowd of about 100 persons standing around the chanters found themselves swimming to or clapping hands in time to the hypnotic rhythmic music. It brings a state of ecstasy, said Allen Ginsberg, the poet, who was one of the celebrants. Quote, for one thing, unquote, Allen Ginsberg says, quote, the syllables force yoga breath control. That's one physiological explanation, unquote. Swarup and Kirtananda laughing, that's nonsense. Quote, the ecstasy of the chant or mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Kirtananda. The Swami said, that's the best part. Because they have printed the mantra. It's all perfect. Whoever read this apply to Janki Kant Prabhu. Janki Kant Prabhu, please do not feel bad. But I think this, the instruction Prabhupada is telling you, read the Mahamantra slowly. How can we make a mistake when we read it? Even the first grader will read perfectly well, and this is not a syllable that it's complicated to pronounce. What is the problem? Just read Mahamantra. Whoever will read this Mahamantra can be purified, just the same as if they had chanted. Haribol. Sarswarup continuing, has replaced LSD and other drugs for many of the Swami's followers. Mr. Ginsberg said, he explained that Hare Krishna pronounced Hare is the name for Vishnu, a Hindu god, as the bringer of light. Rama pronounced Rama is the incarnation of Vishnu as the prince of responsibility. What? Where did he get that? It sounds like something out of an encyclopedia. Quote, the chant therefore names different aspect of God, unquote. Mr. Ginsberg responded. Why so much from Mr. Ginsberg? Why not Swamiji? Another celebrant, 26-year-old Howard M. Wheeler, who described himself as a former English instructor at Ohio State University, now devoting his full time to the Swami. He said in his work, quote, I myself took 50 doses of LSD and a dozen of peyote in 2 years. And now, nothing, unquote, laughter. The Swami ordered his followers to give up all intoxicants, including coffee, tea, and cigarettes. He said in an interview after the ceremony, quote, in this sense, we are helping your government, he added. However, he indicated the government apparently has not appreciated this help sufficiently. For the Department of Immigration recently told Swami Bhaktivedanta that his one-year visitor visa has expired and that he must leave. He said, the case is being appealed. The Swami, a swarthy man with short-cropped grayish hair and clad in a salmon-colored robe over a pink sweater, said that when he first met his own teacher, or Guru. In 19, which year Prabhupada met his Guru? Anybody would like to say? Which year was it? Anybody remember?
In 1931, Prabhu.
Huh?
1931.
1922. But thank you for responding at least. Balaram Prabhu ki jai ho. 1922. So he was told to spread the cult of Krishna to the Western countries through the English language. Therefore, in this old age, at 71, I have taken so much risk. It says that we are going to come there and chant every Sunday. Quote, his followers include some social workers, unquote. I guess that's me. Kirtananda. I think that this article will bring a lot of new people. The Swami came down for class. Morning was chilly and he wore a peach-colored turtleneck jersey his disciple has bought for him at a shop on Orchard Street. They had also started wearing such jerseys, a kind of unofficial uniform. Swamiji didn't mention the Times article. He began singing the Sanskrit prayer, Vande Aham Shri Guru. Quote, I offer my obeisances to my spiritual master, unquote. Then he began singing Hare Krishna, and the boys joined in. Sing softly, Prabhupada cautioned them. But no sooner had he spoken than water began pouring down through the cracks in the ceiling. The man upstairs didn't like early morning kirtan, and he began stomping his feet to show that this flood was no accident. Quote, what is this? Prabhupada looked up, disturbed, but with a touch of amusement. The boys looked around. Water was pouring down in several places. Quote, get some pots, he said. I remember my childhood, that my father was so poor that we cannot replace the roof. So we were so trained that we know exactly how many 16 places were there. I remember that as soon as the rain started raining, you had to put 16 pots at different places to catch the water. So nice to be living in that poverty. A boy ran upstairs to Swamiji's apartment to get pots from the kitchen. Soon 3 pots were catching the water as it dripped in 3 separate places. I'm going to ask you how many places the water was leaking after 3 months. Very good. How does he do it? Asked Umapati. Is the pouring water onto the floor? Prabhupada asked Brahmananda to go up and speak to the man, to tell him that the kirtan would be a quiet one. Then he asked everyone to sit back down amid the dripping and pots and continue chanting softly. He said, softly. That evening the temple was filled with guests. It is so much kindness of the Supreme Lord, Prabhupada said, that he wants to associate with you. So you should receive him. Always chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now this language is Sanskrit, and some of you do not know the meaning. Still, it is so attractive that when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the park, all ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, all took part. But there are also complaints, just like we are receiving daily reports that our Sankirtan movement is disturbing some tenants here. Ravindra Swarup was walking down 2nd Avenue on his way to the Swamiji's morning class, when an acquaintance came out of the Gem Spa Candy and news store and said, quote, "Hey, your Swami is in newspaper. Did you see?" Unquote. "Yay," Ravindra Swarup replied. The New York Times. "No," his friend says. "Today?" And he held up a copy of the latest edition of the East Village Other. The front page was filled with the two-color photo of the Swami, his hands folded decorously at his waist, standing in yellow robes in front of the big tree in Thompson Square Park. He was speaking to a small crowd that had gathered around, and his disciples were at his feet. The big steeple of St. Bridget's found a Shilhauti behind him. Above the photo was the single headline, quote, this is in a capital letters, everything, "Save Earth Now." And beneath was the mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, unquote. Below the mantra were the words, "See centerfold." That was the whole front page. Ravindra Swarup took the newspaper and opened to the center, where he found a long article and a large photo of Swamiji with his left hand on his head, grinning blissfully in an unusual casual moment. His friend gave him the paper and Ravindra Swarup hurried to Swamiji. When he reached the storefront, several boys went along with him to show Swamiji the paper. "Look," Ravindra Swarup handed it over. "This is the biggest local newspaper. Everybody reads it." Prabhupada opened his eyes wide. He read aloud, quote, "Save Earth Now," unquote, and he looked up at the face of the boys. Umapati and Hayagriva wondered aloud what it meant. Save the earth. Was it an ecological pun? Was it a reference to staving off nuclear disaster? Or was it poking fun at Swamiji's evangelism? "Well," said Umapati, "after all, this is the East Village Other. It should mean anything." "Swamiji is saving the earth," Kirtananda said. "We are trying to," Prabhupada replied, "by Krishna's grace." What a nice consciousness Prabhupada has it. He never took any credit. Whenever credit right away goes to Krishna. This happened to only in the heart of a pure devotee. Otherwise we all, yeah, I did this. Give up the thought of I did. Methodically, he put on the eyeglasses he usually reserved for reading the Bhagavatam and carefully appraised the page from top to bottom. The newspaper looked incongruous, INCONGRUOUS in his hand. Then he began turning the pages. He stopped at the centerfold and looked at the picture of himself and laughed. Then paused, studying the article. "So," he said, "read it." He handed the paper to Hayagriva to read. "Once upon a time," Hayagriva began loudly, "it was a fanciful story of a group of religions who had killed an old man in a church, and of the subsequent press report that God was now dead. But the story went on. Some people didn't believe it. They had dug up the body and found it to be not the body of God, but that is of his PR man, organized religion. At once the good tidings swept across the wide world. God lives. But where was God? Hayagriva read dramatically to an enthralled group as follows. A full-page ad in the New York Times offering a reward for information leading to the discovery of the whereabouts of God, and signed by Martin Luther King and Ronald Reagan, brought no response. People began to worry and wonder again. Quote, God, unquote, said some people, lives in a sugar cube. Others whispered that the sacred secret was in a cigarette. But while all this was going on, an old man, 1 year past his allotted 70, wandered into New York's East Village and set about to prove to the world that he knew where God could be found. It only 3 months, the man, Swami A.C. Bhaktivedanta, succeeded in convincing the world's toughest audience, Bohemians, acid head, pothead, and hippies, that he knew the way to God. Turn up, sing out, and fall in. This new brand of holy men, with all due reference to Dr. Leary, has come forth with a brand of consciousness expansions that's sweeter than acid, cheaper than pot, and non-burstable by fuzz. How is that all this possible? Through Krishna, the Swami says. The boys broke into cheers and applause. Achyutanand apologized to Swamiji for the language of the article. It's a hippie newspaper. That's all right, Srila Prabhupada says. He has written in his own way, but he has said that we are giving God. They are saying that God is dead, but it is false. We are directly presenting, here is God. Who can deny it? So many theologians and people may say there is no God, but the Vaishnava hands God over to you freely as a commodity. Here is God. So he has marked this. It is very good. Save this paper. It is very important. The article was long. For the cynical New Yorker, it says, living, visible, tangible proof can be found at 26 2nd Avenue. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, between 7 and 9. The article described the evening kirtan quoted from Prabhupada lecture and mentioned a rhythmic, hypnotic 16-word chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, sung for hours. No end to this, and to the accompaniment of hand clapping, kartals and downs. Swamiji said that simply because the mantra was there, article was perfect. The article also included testimony from the Swamiji's disciple. What time it is? 6:51. Okay, we can go for 4 more minutes. I started chanting to myself like the Swami said when I was walking down the street, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, over and over. And suddenly, everything started looking so beautiful. The kids, the old men and women, even the creeps looked beautiful, to say nothing of the trees and flowers. It was like I had taken a dozen doses of LSD. But I knew there was a difference. There is no coming down from this. I can always do this anytime, anywhere, and it's always with you. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Western sarcasm. The article referred to the Swami's discipline forbidding coffee, tea, meat, eggs, and cigarettes. To say nothing of marijuana, LSD, alcohol, and illicit sex. Obviously, the author admitted Swamiji, the energetic old man, a leading exponent of the philosophy of personalism, which hold that the one God is a person, but that his form is spiritual. The article ended with a hint that Thomskin Square Part would see similar spiritual happening each weekend. Quote, there, in the shadow of the Howings Hill, God lives in a trance-like dance and chant, unquote. I think we should stop here. Our devotees have to perform some other duties. So with those thoughts, always take complete shelter of the holy name and make your life so blissful despite may come so many difficulties in our life. Difficulties are really good. We should accept as a mercy of God. And difficulties are the stepstones to become stronger. We have to become so strong that nothing can deviate it. Nothing, absolutely nothing. That's rigidness should come in our practice to show Krishna that we love you. If you love someone, you will do everything. So if you want to live Krishna, you cannot wake up in the morning. Come on, give me a break. Krishna is so loving. He waits for us actually. When we commit the time, He's looking for us. It's so nice to see that Krishna is so loving, but because of the misgivings and the impurities we carry in our heart, we have not yet created any attractions to chant His name. But hopefully we will get one day when He becomes merciful to all of us. So it's our duty to remain steadfast and wait for the day that the holy name and Krishna can give their mercy so we can have a loving relationship get started. And that relationship is so sweet that this material happiness or anything has no attractions for it. That's the stage our Acharya has mentioned that we should reach. Practice makes one perfect. So, and the Sangha is so wonderful that at least we feel that, hey, let me join, and chant with the devotees. It's so glorious activity that we can never think of it, what to speak of or waking up early in the morning. It's so sublime. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. If anybody has any question, comment, corrections, chastisement, please do so. You know you can ask me any questions without any hesitations, and I will never feel bad. Our lives should be open as a mirror. Thank you very much. Anybody has anything? So powerful. How many pots did they put to collect the water from the leaking ceiling? Anybody remember?
Three.
Thank you, Epsita Mataji. You are listening attentively. Okay, so with those thoughts, what can I say? I never want to lose you. Always you are in my heart. But time is there to also get separated. If Krishna so desire, We'll see you at 2 o'clock in the morning or the time that you can join. Since that, receive the mercy of Krishna by chanting his holy name and always remain blissful despite even worse situation may come in our life, We should be so happy. Even if we get defamed totally, we should be happy that Krishna wants us to go through those things. That is mercy. So, Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam.
Dandavat. Hare Bol.
Kalpatarubhascha.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Chakatitanam Pavanebhyo.
Very, very nice class today. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol, Hare Bol. So you have the right now, Sarva Shakti Mataji, to record your offering for my funeral, glorifying the holy name. Okay? That's my invitation to you all. Thank you. Thank you very much, all of you. I'm going to log off now. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.